George's pledge for the planet. George was 7 years old. He loved learning about animals and spending time outside enjoying the beauty of nature all around him. George's school had entered a competition to win a visit from the world famous broadcaster, naturalist and environmentalist Sir Harry Atherton. All the schools in the country had entered, sharing their ideas on how to save the planet from global warming. The best idea would win a personal visit from Sir Harry. George went to the Brightest Star Primary School. Today was the day when the winner of the competition would be announced. All of the children walked into assembly and sat down in neat rows. The head teacher, Mrs. Finchley, stood tall and proud at the front of the room holding a golden envelope. There was complete silence in the room. You could hear a pin drop. Mrs. Finchley cleared her throat. She opened the golden envelope. The winner of the Save the Planet competition is the Brightest Star Primary School. We won! The children cheered and clapped and jumped up in the air. Mrs. Finchley announced that the school would be featured on the local news when Sir Harry came to visit. The winner would explain their idea of the Save the Planet competition to Sir Harry in a special assembly. They would have to stand up in front of all the children and present their idea in whichever way they wished. It gives me great pleasure to announce the winner, George Preston. All the children and staff cheered, they applauded, and they couldn't wait to hear all about George's winning idea. George went up to the front of the hall, and it was announced that the idea would be revealed to everyone on the day of Sir Harry's visit. However, there was one thing that worried George. It was standing up in front of an audience and talking. He felt so nervous when he had to stand up in front of his class. So how on earth was he going to stand up in front of the whole school and Sir Harry? When George got home, he ran and told his mum and dad the good news. He explained that he had to talk about his amazing idea to save the planet. I'm really scared though, to stand up in front of everyone. Can you help me? Asked George. George's dad was a local newsreader, so he was the perfect person to help. Well, of course, said Dad. You just need to remember a few points and you will be brilliant. Number 1, stand up straight and strong. The way you hold yourself is really important. Number 2, have a few notes on cue cards to help you remember what you want to say. Number 3, take a deep breath and start when you are ready. Don't rush. Remember, the audience will always wait for you. Number 4, keep good eye contact. Look towards the back of the room and find something to concentrate on first, like a clock or a fixed point. Then, when you feel comfortable, look around at your audience. Number 5, remember to smile and enjoy the experience, said Dad. Oh, Dad, you make it sound so easy, said George. You'll be brilliant, George, because your idea needs to be shared with everyone, said George's dad. The day of Sir Harry's visit had arrived. There was a huge banner in the hall which said, George Preston, the Brightest Star Primary School competition winner, saved the planet. All of the school piled into the hall and there was great excitement in the air as Mrs. Finchley announced that Sir Harry Atherton had arrived. As Sir Harry made his way to the front of the hall, all the children were so excited. He had broadcast many programmes about planet Earth, climate change and endangered animals. Sir Harry and his team knew that it was time to do something now to save the planet from the pollution, from animal extinction and from global warming. Welcome everyone. I am delighted to be with you all today. I was extremely impressed with the ideas that you shared with me, but particularly with a very clever young man named George Preston. George, would you like to come out to the front to share your incredible idea with everyone? Said Sir Harry proudly. Around the room were photographers, cameramen and some very official looking people. George stood tall and strong, just as his dad had told him to. He could feel his heart beating fast in his chest. George took a few deep breaths. He relaxed his shoulders and gathered his thoughts together. George looked down at his cue cards and began. My idea to save the planet is that every household to be part of the Planet Pledge. It is a way that we can all help day to day to look after our planet and stop so much waste and pollution and destruction. Every household around the world can do it too. George shared that there were 5 ways to save the world in his Planet Pledge. Number 1, all households to switch to more sustainable energy in the next 5 years. Using solar power and wind power is so much kinder to the planet and will stop us burning fossil fuels and destroying the Earth's ozone layer. Number 2, each family to switch to an electric car. Instead of polluting the planet with poisonous gases, we can use clean energy. Number 3, total recycling. Use recycling bins for all waste. Any old toys and furniture, clothes and shoes should all be recycled too. And only buy what you need and stop having unnecessary waste. Number 4, care in the community. Each household have a duty of care for all the other houses in their street, looking out for one another, litter picking, looking after the outdoor environment and creating a happy, safe and peaceful place to live. Number 5, each household member to use their talents and gifts and creativity for the greater good of the planet. Every person has something unique to them. Find a way so that they can share this with the wider community to make a real difference. George spoke beautifully. His dad's advice had worked. The whole school gave George a standing ovation, and Sir Harry shook George's hand and presented him with a special medal and a certificate. George, your idea to save the planet is both a noble and admirable one. My team will be working with you straight away to make your idea become a reality. George gave Sir Harry the biggest smile. His planet pledge would make such a difference, and George's idea demonstrated the power of working together and sharing the responsibility, understanding that we all have our part to play. It was the perfect answer to saving the planet.